Hi there, this is Dr. J. Kent Gregory, and this is part three of chapter three, Diversity and Multiculturalism. And so let's continue on with our discussion. So, some key takeaways from this chapter as we wrap things up. Oftentimes, there are cultural aspects to an organization that make it resistant to an inclusive environment. A lot of times, these aren't obvious, but it's important to be aware of how your own company culture, some of the things that you do on a day-to-day basis, and maybe even the makeup of your employees, impacts multiculturalism. Another important takeaway is that formal mentorship programs can create multicultural understanding and can ensure people do not stick with their own race or gender when helping somebody move up in the ranks of an organization. So it's very important to have formal mentorship programs rather than, somewhat informal where you can pick your mentor or your mentor can pick you. This eliminates a lot of the potentials for example, um, you know, uh, bias and lack of diversity. And then there can be very many reasons for differences in pay. So development of a set pay scale can alleviate a lot of the issues surrounding unequal or unequal unfair pay. So that's something to keep in mind. To, to continue with key takeaways, testing should be fair and unbiased and shouldn't negatively impact someone based on race, national origin, gender, social class, or educational level. And in recruitment, awareness of how and where you post your announcements is crucial because you do want to make sure that you provide an equal opportunity to people both within and outside of your organization to apply for the job and potentially get it. Um, and one way to begin this discussion with your organization about diversity and multiculturalism and a resulting strategy is to create diversity action plans. And that also may be a result of the diversity strategy. And so the entire company would be responsible for these, and the HR is the change agent. So again, that's another key role that we talked about in an earlier chapter about human resources being the change agent. Um, so to continue on and sort of wrap things up or get close to wrapping things up, there's the EEOC, so the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. So the book talks about the requirements by the EEOC. Companies have got to post federal and state EEOC notices, file a yearly report, have to keep copies of documents on file, and then I won't go into it because it's set out in the book, but there is a series of steps for resolution and an investigation should a complaint be filed. So to talk a little bit more and to end our discussion, talk a little bit more about EEOC and end our discussion of Chapter 3. Um, it was created in 1964 as Title VII or part of Title VII of the Civil Rights Act. And it prevents discrimination based on age, disability. It also addresses equal pay. It also prohibits discrimination based on genetic information. And this is something that I want you to keep in mind for discussion questions. Why would genetic information be a topic or an area of protection? So national origin, pregnancy, race, color, religion, it also deals with sex and sexual harassment, retaliation, and then military service. So obviously, we need to think about the people who serve in the military, particularly people with the National Guard who may be called up for duty. Uh, and obviously, that would create a disruption in their employment, but they need to be protected according to the law. So that when they finish their service, they can come back to their job. There's also more involved with that, but that's it in a nutshell. Well, thank you very much. And that was part three of chapter three. Take care.